welcome everybody to the May edition of our alumni online program. And this month, what I thought I'd do is gonna examine this book. This is Dr. Paul Wong's latest book on meaning and purpose. As some of you know, Dr. Wong is my mentor, and in fact his theories form the basis of a lot of the work we now do at Sunshine Coast. Anyway, this particular book is on existential and spiritual issues and death attitudes. But he outlines his basic theory and the research behind it, and in this book he applies it to death attitudes, but they're pretty human things, right? And we can apply them to addictions, depression. They've been applied to geriatrics, sort of how to grow older and live a fulfilled life. They've been applied to occupational therapy, to chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, to depression and anxiety. They've been applied in quite a few places. But we, of course, will apply them to addictions. And there are a bunch of principles that Dr. Wong outlines in his book. And so each week, all we're going to do is take one principle and just see how this applies to addiction. Well, one of the principles that Dr. Wong says, if you want to live a happy life, is you better make sure you know what makes you happy. So for week one, it's this idea of become aware of what actually makes you happy. Become self-aware. What are you feeling when you do something? Is it, do you feel it's a good thing or a bad thing? That sort of idea. Remember when your counselors would ask you that question in group, how are you feeling? That was an attempt to get you in touch, or get you in practice to get in touch with what you're feeling. Most addicts have lost touch with themselves. And in fact, they almost go out of their way to avoid a lot of what they're feeling. And in a lot of addictions treatment centers, they have huge posters with all these different feelings, because people in early recovery really have no idea of what they're actually feeling. And the same thing as they have no really tangible, clear idea of actually things like what makes them happy. One of the things that always amazed me when clients at the center, when I ask them this question, how are you feeling today? And they will actually say to me, I am doing great, I am happy. And frankly, I'm not so sure, because I know we don't get happy people at Sunshine Coast. And so I always wonder whether these people know what happiness is. If they had some really tangible experience of what it means to be happy. Because when I talk to a lot of people who tell me they're happy, what I inevitably discover, it's something like, well, I feel relief. So someone gets a phone call from their lover, and their lover has not abandoned them. They are willing maybe even to work at the relationship. And the person feels, oh, this is so fantastic. Geez, I thought I'd been such a bonehead that I lost my lover forever. And all of a sudden I've discovered that my lover actually doesn't hate me and is willing to even make a go of it. And this gets translated by the client as happiness, when in fact all it is relief, and a relief from guilt, perhaps a relief from shame. So one of the tricks in recovery then is to start paying attention to what's important to you, what your values are, and what are your beliefs for real. And so, and another thing I hear is, well, when I speak in public, you know, boy, this just goes against everything. I can just feel it, right? Knots in my stomach, and I'm feeling nervous, and I'm, oh my God, please don't ask me to share. And so they will tell me, well, this means that, you know, I just don't like to do it. That's just who I am. I don't speak in public. In actual fact, of course, they're just feeling nervous, and the best tactic would be to speak in public and get over this nervousness, because that's not who they are. They probably don't like being nervous. You know, the real human being actually would love to be able to speak in public without any worries whatsoever. So to get a sense of who you are as a person, what you believe and what your values are. You remember that little exercise we used to do, one of Viktor Frankl's ones? Write a eulogy for yourself. And what you put in the eulogy will be a clue as to what's important for you. We just ran that exercise at the group last week, and we discovered fascinating things, like people are talking about, oh, he was a great volunteer, he was a loving husband and a loving son and a loving father. Not in any of the people who did the eulogy did we hear anything like, well, he made a ton of money, or he was really famous, or any of that. Yeah, and that's why this exercise is so valuable, to help you understand what's really important to you. Anyway, so Dr. Wong's, one of his first principles is figure out what is meaningful to you, like what actually are your values and your beliefs, and then that's as a start we can do that. And that, by the way, from the 12-step program would be step 4, of course, right? A fearless inventory of yourself. Like, who are you? What is it about you? Right? At any rate, as always, we have the online program. You can fill it out and send it off, and I'm sure Darren will give you a response. And we'll talk to you next week.